Hello and welcome to another episode of Oaklandish Gaming. In this episode, we're visiting the world of Yooka-Laylee. Now, this game was made in honor and kind of as a throwback to the 90s games like Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, kind of the big open world introduction and puzzle games that were very, very family friendly back in the 90s. So, on that note, sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. And welcome to Yooka-Laylee. Now, this is a more family-friendly game that I've normally put out there, but I wanted to bring this one forward because it's really good nod back to the 90s games, especially like, for example, the Nintendo 64 had Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, where it was more you had to solve puzzles and riddles and figure out ways to get past the obstacles in order to advance in the game, look for certain things in the game, and in this game, you have to look for items called pages, and as you can see here, that is what's called a pagey, and this is what you have to find in the game in order to advance to newer worlds. So, your character, Yooka, which is the green lizard, and Laylee, which is the bat right there, you work together as a team to solve puzzles, get past obstacles, etc., etc., in order to collect these pages in this special book. And my personal preference, I kind of like the game mainly due to the fact that it is kind of a nod back to the 90s games that were really popular, especially when Nintendo was. The 64 had come out, and things were kind of switching over from the cartridges over to the discs, but Nintendo still had cartridges, and it's, I find, a real fun, nostalgic game. Mainly, you know, yes, it's much simpler than most games nowadays, but, you know, if maybe you have a small kid, 4, 5, 6 years old, and, you know, you don't want to sit there and play a game where everyone's shooting everybody, like Call of Duty or something like that. Not to say that's not a good game. I love Call of Duty. I love Halo. You know, I love those first-person shooter multiplayer games, but every once in a while I just want to do something fun and simple to kind of give yourself a break, in my opinion anyway. So, when you collect a page and you're able to go to a new world, you go to this guy, the snake. He'll give you new moves, new abilities. That way you can advance through the game. Like you saw, you cannot always run up steep, slippery slopes. You need to have a special ability, so this is getting that special ability from him. And you can see it's pretty dated, that that big honking cell phone he has. Yes, back in the 90s, cell phones were big, bulky, weighed probably about 5 to 10 pounds. Wasn't something you easily carried in your pocket. But people still did it nonetheless, and they absolutely were not small computers in your pocket, that's for sure. All you could do was call somebody. So now he's going and pointing you in the direction you need to go to get to the next world. And as you can see, there will be multiple puzzles for you to solve. So that would be the biggest challenge of the game, I think. Just to be able to solve all the puzzles. I do want to point out though, the graphics are really good. There we go, we're up right up the hill. And again, be able to get some of the pages, you have to solve puzzles. And that, I'm guessing, is the puzzle you need to open that one. So, you'll of course be able to come back to that and solve that later. Would have been nice though if they let you solve it right away, but it is what it is. So, this is how to get into the next world. And this is, you're going to go through this multiple times in order to get to more and more difficult levels. And you have to have more of these pages in order to get yourself in there. Yes, there is a lot of reading to do too, and that is one of the things about the 90s games. They didn't have the voiceover actors that they do today. But nonetheless, I really find this fun. Kind of a light challenge, I would say. And of course, before I go in there, I always like to explore. Never know what you're going to find. And it just makes for good family-friendly fun. I would definitely recommend this, especially if you have, again, small children, 5-6 years old, just want to play something fun and light that they would really find entertaining. A game like this, you know, they'd be able to even grab a second controller and play the second character, and you don't have to worry about any violence or any other issues in which it would cause them maybe to question why people are running around killing each other, something like that. So this is definitely the way to go, especially if you have little kids and you want to play video games with them. As for me, I've always been wanting to try to explore as much as possible, try different things, see what happens. Then, of course, the main menu. There we go. Now here we are. This is one of the first worlds that you go to. And you want to collect those little bouncing things which are called quills. Those are what was used for writing back before pens were invented. You dip it in ink, write a few letters, dip it in ink again, write a few more letters, called quills. And
so everybody, what did you
there
think
we go.
of Yooka-Laylee? I know it's normally not like most of the games you see now.
And then these are little creatures. All you gotta do is hit the B button, just smack them in the head once, and you're done.
But the fact that it's family friendly, you can grab your kid, 4 or 5 years old, and you can sit down and have a good, solid bonding time with your kid and play a game that they can truly enjoy, and you're not having to sit there and do anything to try to hide, people killing each other or anything like that. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share that with you. So please let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your comments, and I will do everything I can to get back to you. Till next time.